Welcome to HWE 200 Journal 1 Week 1. We have several points that we are going to cover, with the first one being to describe the 7 dimensions of wellness listed in the text. The 7 dimensions of wellness are spiritual, social, physical, emotional, intellectual, occupational, and environmental wellness. According to the textbook, the definitions are as follows: spiritual wellness, a belief in a source of value that transcends the boundaries of self. Social wellness, the ability to establish and maintain relationships with other people. Physical wellness, the ability to carry out daily tasks, develop fitness, maintain adequate nutrition, and a healthy body fat level. In general, physical health is an investment in positive lifestyle habits. Emotional wellness, to control stress and not be defeated by setbacks and failures. Intellectual wellness is acting on accepted principles of wellness and assuming responsibility for eliminating the discrepancy between knowledge and behavior. Occupational wellness is a balance between work, school, and leisure time, as attitudes about these areas affect work and school performances. Environmental wellness is the ability to promote healthy measures that improve the standard of living and quality of life. This includes recycling and eating nutritiously, as well as acquiring and taking in safe water, healthy food, and clean air. Today, the environmental wellness also entails elements such as poverty and education. The second point is, what did you learn from the assessment that surprised you? For me, I had 2 areas that surprised me, which are spiritual and nutritional wellness. I was surprised by my spiritual wellness score, which was below average. Because I consider myself a religious person, I hold strong religious beliefs, and I engage in religious activities regularly. The reason I received a poor spiritual average score, a below average score, was because I do not depend on spirituality for strength to get me through the day. I depend on logic and reasoning. Secondly, I do not have a sense of peace in life because the future is so uncertain. People graduate with college degrees and they're unable to find jobs, which is a little worrisome. And then in addition to that, you have the issues that life throws at you, as well as the political and world political problems. So in other words, not just the regional political issues such as those that are contained within the United States, but also those throughout the world, such as terrorism and the ever drawing closer to World War III scenarios. Okay, I was also surprised to see that my nutritional assessment was average because I thought it was below average. I assumed that nutritional wellness was scored based on someone's fitness level, which it was not. The other reasons that I assumed that my nutritional wellness was below average was because I do not eat enough vegetables, I do not plan my meals based on nutritional value, and I do not read the nutritional values on the back of the packaging. I learned that I was average in nutritional wellness because I engaged in a fairly healthy living lifestyle, and such as the facts that I do not add a lot of salt to food, I do not eat a lot of fatty food, and I do not overeat. Those 3 factors alone boosted my score from poor to average, which was surprising to me. Point number 3, what are your 3 weakest dimensions of wellness, and how do some of your lifestyle factors lead to these weaknesses? Well, my 3 poor scores were environmental wellness, which was scored as poor. My score was a 29. Physical wellness, which again I received a poor score. I scored 37. Spiritual wellness, which was below average, and I scored a 56. Environmental wellness, it was not a surprise. I do not actively take time to recycle because I'm too busy. And I assumed that recycling areas, such as the dump, sorted the trash themselves or paid other people to do so. So environmental wellness has not been a top priority in my life. physical wellness, I scored as expected because I have not taken the time to get back into shape. I've chosen comfort or laziness over a hard workout, and I have lost perspective on how important physical wellness is. However, that perspective is changing as I take this class. So, spiritual wellness, I've already gone over that, and I essentially did not depend on spirituality for strength, which, if I did, then that would boost my score. I'm not consumed on working towards the goals that other spiritual people consider important, such as basing your whole life around whatever they feel is valuable. And then thirdly, I do not have a sense of peace because of all the things that are going on in the world. Point number 3. Looks like we've gone over a couple points. Anyway, point number 3. What are your 3 strongest dimensions of wellness, and which of your lifestyle factors led to these strengths? Well, my 3 strongest areas were alcohol and drug wellness, which I scored excellently on, scored a 91. Intellectual wellness, which was a good score, I scored an 85. Stress control wellness, which was good, I scored a 78. Alcohol and drug wellness, I scored excellently because I do not do drugs ever. I avoid prescription medication like a plague, and I take vitamins. I also drink only in moderation, 1 beer or less per a day. Intellectual wellness, I learned all I can from others and continue to learn more. I am open to advice, and I apply everything that I've learned from school and other people to life as it is applicable. Thirdly, I stay in tune with the happenings of society and politics, and I gain information from various sources. So in other words, I do not stick strictly with one news source. I open myself up and try to take as much information as I can from everywhere that I can find it. That sounds reasonable. Okay, lastly, with intellectual wellness, even though I am not confident in the future, I am confident in my ability to prepare for whatever the future holds, that doesn't give complete peace, but that certainly brings a lot more peace over worry. Because, really, we can't change a lot of things in life, so it's easier to, rather than trying to become worried over them, it's easier to simply adapt and overcome. Okay, and the last area in my 3 dimensions of wellness strength is stress control wellness. I am not easily distracted or deterred from the tasks at hand or from my life's goal. Secondly, I am hardly ever nervous, though I do tend to be impatient, which I guess everybody is at some point. And thirdly, I plan tasks very well, and planning eliminates most of the stress, as stress comes mostly from unpreparedness. If you're not prepared for the schoolwork assignment or not prepared to tackle the issues that the job brings, etc. Essentially, failure to plan is a plan to fail, and as we've gone over, stress is prominent when you're not prepared. Okay, the 4th point is I have learned that wellness is blank. For me, I've learned that wellness is not a state of being, such as being fit or being emotionally ready for all of life's challenges. Rather, wellness is a process. It's a process of becoming fit, becoming prepared for the hardships of life. Wellness is a lifestyle of becoming physically and emotionally fit. Again, it's a process, it's not a state of being. Lastly, think of one way that you can improve your weakest dimensions of wellness. Write it down and note your progress throughout the week. That is the last point that we are going to cover here today. And I know that I'm running over time, but that's okay. The weakest area that I must improve is physical wellness. I will join a gym. I will exercise regularly at home and at the gym. I will begin to warm up before exercises, and I will watch what I'm eating. In other words, I will try to cut some of my portions back, even though I don't overeat. If you're not planning on doing a lot that day, I guess you could eat a little bit less, though obviously you don't want to do anything near anorexic, because that's just stupid. Anyway, that's all for today, and we will catch you all next week. Have a great one.